Would you like to work closer to home, save money on gas, and be rewarded for your hard work and attendance? Then Bellisio Foods is looking for you. That's right, Bellisio Foods is now hiring for multiple positions and shifts with great employee benefits, an on-site health clinic, competitive wages, and advancement opportunities. Bellisio Foods is a company that truly values their employees. Apply online at BellisioFoods.com/careers.
Dry throat today.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you, everyone? Welcome to the morning show where it is Wednesday of the Jackson County Fair. Can you believe it already?
I'm telling you what, it's flying by.
It is.
I was up there Monday night when everybody, I tell you what, I've never seen so many campers, so many kids, so many animals.
It's wild.
And I've seen rides this year. They got the prettiest LED lights on, lighting all those rides up.
They've got some really good rides this
They
year.
look like they really do. The Ferris wheel looks really strong from a distance. And
Cool.
I'm not a Ferris wheel man, but it really
Are you
looks cool.
scared?
I'm scared.
Carmen, do you want me to hold your hand?
I'm going to die.
You know what, though? I'll be honest with you. Ferris wheels probably scare me more than anything because I don't like heights anyway, and you're not really strapped into anything.
That's what freaks me out.
The roller coasters and stuff, it's like one thing because you're all strapped in, but Ferris wheel, you're just sitting there like,
Well, I'm like you. If I'm kind of tightened down or whatever, I'm not afraid of height. If I'm loose and moving around and look out, look straight down, I'm done. I'm out. It's like, we went to the Grand Canyon. You ever been to the Grand Canyon where you walk out on the glass?
No, I have not done that, and I don't know that I could.
I'm telling you something that will
freak you completely out.
Oh, that freaked me out. I like kind of skated across this glass. It's just a big walkway. You walk out on it, and I mean it's safe. I mean there's a lot of people out there.
So they say.
And you can look straight down.
Hey, see if you can find a picture of that.
And I'm telling you what, it'll.
It's like this big thing that hangs off like a glass thing you walk out on over the Grand Canyon.
It's crazy.
We've shown pictures of it here before, and I was like, Well,
you walk out there, and a lot of people, not afraid of height. They'd look over and blah blah blah. But I kind of like skated across, like just. Look, I looked and I said, I've seen enough. I'm done.
I mean, so have you ever stayed? Jamie and I had to go to and I don't know if it's still like this or not. We had to go to a convention, a restaurant convention in Columbus, and they had given us a room at the Hilton.
Mm-hmm.
And it was new at the time. And to get from the Hilton on this side of High Street to the convention center.
Oh, you walk across
But the walkway is glass.
Yeah.
I couldn't
do it?
No, thank you.
Yeah, that one I did. That one I did.
It was just like I was going to fall at any moment. And I was like, and I don't know if it's still that way or not, but I'll bet you.
Oh, it still is probably.
I'll bet you there's a lot of people that have trouble with that.
Well, anytime you're afraid of heights, anything freaks you out. Like, going up to Kings Island to the Eiffel Tower.
So.
That one I've been up, but it didn't freak me out as much because you
bother
felt like
me.
You were enclosed.
Yeah.
You're open, but you're enclosed.
So here's the thing about Kings Island. I can do all the roller coasters. I can do whatever.
Out.
But that one.
Oh, there it is.
There it is. So that is like glass.
Yeah, you walk out on.
And it's just hanging out over the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hayden. No, thank you. I'm sorry.
I tell you what I did. I walked it fast.
Oh, man.
I walked it fast. I didn't sit there and hover over.
I would be clinging. No, I just don't know if I could do that.
I tell you what, it's a beautiful sight. It's it's amazing what God can make out there. I mean, it's gorgeous.
Oh, for sure.
I tell you what's even freakier, when you go to just the Grand Canyon itself and walk away from that.
Oh God!
And still walk
it's
over.
Getting worse.
and they've talked about people taking selfies with their phones and falling because they get too close and they're getting brave and lose their balance and fall. So imagine taking a selfie on the edge of the Grand Canyon and Oh, yep. Well, that was my last picture.
I mean, the problem with that is it'd take a long time to hit the bottom.
Oh man, and you're going to be
And you're just
going to be a scorched ants. What you're going to be?
knowing that you're falling. That's like a nightmare, right? You know.
God, that'd be awful. That's awful.
But thank you, Hayden, for finding that.
But you know, the fair's got a lot of good stuff going on this year. You know,
it does.
It really does. My grandson's going to be showing pigs this year.
Okay.
And so we'll be up there Thursday night. I think they had chickens the other day, and we were up there late, and they were still showing chickens.
So they did all the birds, I think, on like Monday or so, all the poultry on like Monday, maybe. And
goats yesterday,
and they had
lambs.
So they've added ducks and they've added turkeys and all that, and they did all of that on Monday. So they said it took like way into the
I
night.
think it was about 10 o'clock, and I think they were still showing birds and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So
yesterday was sheep and the goats, and then today is Wednesday, which is the beef day, which will take a long time too.
I don't think the beef's going to be as much. They don't have as many beef up there this year.
Okay.
I think somebody told me, somebody else said that they didn't have as many steers as they usually do. I think so. That might.
It's a hard project.
That's a big project. I mean, it's going to take some time.
Expensive project, and it's a hard project.
Ooh, yeah. I mean, you think about it. It's that's big. All those projects are big. You know, of course, your chickens and rabbits and all that. You know, they're a little less time than what some of the steers. You know, you got basically almost all year.
Yeah,
I would say
it's almost a year-long project. Yeah, for sure.
Pigs are probably 6 months. I'm going to kind of guess.
Yep.
So, but my grandson's got two nice-looking pigs. They're not piglets. They're pigs.
They were piglets.
About 200. I think they're 260. So they're big pigs.
So has he been working with them a lot? Or
yeah.
Do they follow him around like dogs, or
I don't know. I know.
Where does he keep his pigs?
That's my brother-in-law's place.
Oh, okay.
Scott kills.
Like they don't have.
No, he doesn't. No, he. I remember when we moved into Green Meadows and we had pigs, and we were just kind of. Connie Walker was our real estate agent next door. She lived next door, and Sandy said, and they had a fence. She goes, "Oh my God, we got a fence right here. We can bring our pigs over there." And Connie goes, "Well, you can't do that."
She would too.
And she was just kidding. Well, you can't bring them pigs here.
Why not?
Yeah, really. Oh, but
they're emotional support pigs. You can say that.
Yeah, isn't that the truth? But no, the animals are. He's worked with them and goes out and feeds them, waters them, and all that stuff. And I'm sure he's been up there training on forest showmanship this week. They get so much time, I think, every day to go up there and practice. So, and I know he starts early in the morning. Amanda said that he usually doesn't see him till about 11 o'clock at night when he comes back. So
nice.
He's an all day farm boy.
Listen, that's the fun thing about the fair is, it's hard work, but it's also a lot of fun. You get to meet people, hang out, with your friends, and do kid stuff too.
Well, when you think about it, we were up there the other night, and I hadn't seen some of these people. I haven't seen for a year, since last year in the fair. So, I'm not a farmer, and farmers generally, they're busy 24 hours a day, time they get up and time they get a little bit of sleep and get back up in the morning.
You raise cars. You don't raise.
I raise cars. Yeah. I just got to put gas in mine. I don't have to buy food and
keep the oil changed.
Keep the oil changed and do a little R&R on them.
Yeah, exactly.
Work on them, polish them instead of drive them around a little bit.
Oh my gosh! So you drove in a really cool car. Today, oh my God, Chris Henry's in the
house,
and he just ran away.
That's all right.
Yeah,
I'll see.
Gotta love Chris Henry.
I'll see him tonight when we play our Wednesday night golf league tonight.
Okay, very good.
So I see Chris usually all the time. In fact, we played together last Wednesday.
Oh, well, cool.
That's cool.
But no, Carman's Used Cars. You have the beautiful car lot out there on the corner of Standpipe and 93, and you've been in the business, shall we say, a few years.
We've been out there since 2004. Believe it or not, it's hard to believe we've been out there
at that location.
Yeah.
So 20 years.
20 years. Yeah, seriously, it's hard to Phantom that's been out there 20 years. 1994 is when we moved out there. I got a picture of the place when we first opened up out there.
Interesting. Well, so you do a lot of, obviously car stuff, and you grew up in the business and whatnot. But you drove in on a cool car today, and you were showing me.
It's a vehicle.
It's
a truck.
It's a truck, but it's a convertible truck, and they don't make them anymore.
No,
which makes it even more interesting.
They made them from 2004 to 2006, I think.
So just a few years.
Yeah, 3 or 4 years, and they're based off a 50s style pickup truck on the front end of it, and it's modern with the hard top, and it's a convertible, and it breaks down and goes down behind, and it's a 2-seater. And
let's see if Hayden can find Hayden. I'm just going to put you to work today, buddy.
It's got a
a what? Chevy
called SSR.
SSR.
Yeah.
Convertible.
Yeah.
Red.
And they made those. Yeah. They made those in automatic and standards. Believe it or not, they made them in standards, 6 speeds. I didn't know that until
kind of the nostalgia of the.
Yeah. But I'm not a standard man. I'm an automatic man.
That's way too hard to.
No,
that's for young people.
I don't want to shift. Shoot, I just want to start it. And I was thinking, it's got a convertible top, and I haven't had the top down because it has been so hot.
I know it's like
it's been miserably hot.
We all want sunroofs or convertibles or whatever on our cars, except for. Yeah. I keep my sunroof, like even the cover closed.
You just burn up.
There it is.
That's exactly there. It is.
Thank you, Hayden.
That's my twin black. The twin to it. Actually, that might be it.
Yeah, that might be the truck.
But they're
so you
cool.
have that out on the lot, and you've been driving it. It's super cool. And what you were showing me, which I think is so cool, is the back of it. I mean, it is like a truck. So that back pops up. And it's like a truck bed.
Yeah.
But it's covered.
Yeah, it's covered. You can put luggage in it. You can put. I got golf clubs in it. That's where I put my golf clubs. And the cool thing about it is you can, if you're a traveler, you can throw your clubs, you can throw your baggage in it.
Well, that's what I was thinking.
A little bit of everything.
There's plenty of room for suitcases. Yeah. I mean, if you have 2 people and you're going on vacation, you've got plenty of storage space there.
Yeah, you got plenty of storage space.
Really cool.
It's just a 2-seater. This one's got a 5.3 V8 in it. And some of them made with 6-liter V8, so they do make a little bigger V8 if you.
Oh my!
But like you really need it. But
I was gonna say, all you do is paying for gas on that, right?
That's right. But it hasn't. It's been pretty decent on gas. Of course, I don't run the, what out of it. I just drive it normally, and it's been a lot of fun to drive. So it's pretty cool. I've had about 3 or 4 of them, something like that. I've had 3 red ones and 1 yellow one.
Yep. And the problem is someone always you get it because you like it and you like to drive it, and then someone always wants to buy it.
Yeah, dang
it.
Which I'll sell it.
Everything's for sale.
Everything's for sale. They but they're really neat, and like I say, they don't make. The only thing bad about them right now is finding certain parts for it. The age of it. It's amazing. I've run across this, and not the SSR, several other cars that we.
I know you think 2004 isn't that old, but that's 20 years old.
Yeah, it's 20 years old, and you just can't hardly find parts for it. It's just it's amazing on some of that stuff. But you kind of look like we were talking. Another guy I know has one, and he said you got to find somebody that has one totaled so you can buy the parts off of it.
Oh, wow.
Because they didn't make a lot of them. Not sure exactly how many they made of them, but.
Well, and that's what happened with if you remember, Dad got on a kick of those Cadillac Elantes.
Yeah.
And they were really cool cars and way probably ahead of their time when they were made. But what happened is they only made them same thing for a few years. So literally some brilliant business person went out and bought all the parts, all the wheels, all the stuff that they could possibly get for those.
Smart.
And started hoarding them and became like the dealer for
the part cars.
So you couldn't just order a part, like you had to go to one of these guys.
Yeah, you
and then of course everything was a fortune.
Yeah, you can't
pay for it.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's why sometimes if you like a sports car, if like a Corvette, for example, they made those for years and years, and thousands of them.
Yeah.
So you should be able to buy parts. But when you're buying a car like the SSR or the Cadillac Elantra or whatever, those cars are really hard to
They
find
were only
parts.
a few years.
They only
made them.
That's
And
the problem when GM does that. They don't build them over a period of time. It makes it tough. Like Pontiac. Pontiac hasn't been around for a long time.
which is weird. I mean, you think
which,
it has been,
yeah,
but it
it's.
hasn't.
I think 2010 was the last year it was built.
Wow.
Trying to find any parts for some of the Pontiacs are tough. So, but it's weird. It's money. It's funny how time flies on cars, and you think, wow, I love that car, and I'll buy it. You buy it, and then you think, man, where can I get a part for that?
I know this thing's 20 years old.
You can't get it. It's
Which
crazy.
I think like the vehicle that you're driving today, the car that we just showed. I don't know. I've been kind of critical about vehicles because I even remember like when I was in high school, which was like in the early 90s, whatever. Cars all look different. They were unique. You saw one driving down the road. In fact, like one of my girlfriends and I used to like play a game. We'd be sitting out somewhere. We'd be like, "That's a blah blah blah," and like try to like one up each other.
Right.
And because you knew if it was driving down the road, you knew what it was. And
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
unfortunately, I understand it's all about safety, but cars look
Different
all alike.
to a certain degree.
And
Well, really, cars are a disappearing breed.
cars in general.
Cars
yes.
in general are disappearing.
Like what we mean-
Everything's going to a crossover.
Not like we don't mean like when you're things you drive. We mean like cars as cars and not SUVs or whatever. But
cars in general, though, are disappearing.
Yeah.
Because they quit making cars. Ford, the only car they really make today is Mustang.
really,
Yeah, they don't make the Fusion or anything anymore.
Really?
Same with Chevrolet. They just quit making the Camaro. They don't make the Malibu anymore.
they don't make the Camaro anymore.
No, the 24 was last year. Last year for the Camaro, they're going to reintroduce it, and same with Dodge, like they did away with the Charger, but they're
Really?
yeah, and the Challenger I think is gone. I mean, all those cars are disappearing. They've
Because
gone
everybody
to
wants to be practical and drive an SUV, right?
They want
or what they call crossovers.
Crossover SUVs is what everything is going to, and it's kind of weird. It's I mean they're still out there,
Yeah.
but not as I mean they're disappearing.
So, like,
slowly but surely.
What about, so, I mean, as a car dealer, used car dealer, what do you do? Because I assume that people still want their Honda Civics and their,
Yeah.
Malibus and all the just normal four-door.
Yeah, they're going to be around. They're going to be around for a while.
Does Honda still make all the Civic and the Accord and all that stuff?
As far as I know.
Okay.
As far as I know. I've heard about like Chevrolet's done away with all their cars, and like Ford has too. And, like the Ford Fusion, they don't make it anymore. The Mustang's about the only car they make in the Ford line.
Wow.
And same with Chevrolet. Chevrolet's pretty well done away with all their cars. So
So if you want a car, it's going to have to be foreign, probably.
to a certain degree, that's true.
What do you see from like, I'm trying to think how to phrase this, like American automakers versus like the Kias and the Hondas and Toyotas and whatever? Like, do you see like a swing where people are going more foreign, or do they still want the American cars?
I think it's still generally. I mean, I still got a lot of people looking for American-made cars.
You do? Okay.
Fords and
Or does it matter to people?
I don't know. I think if they see a vehicle they like, of course, some people they just love a certain vehicle because they've had it their whole life and they haven't had a lot of problems with it. And
Sure.
I got to have that Honda whatever it is because I know Honda. Honda holds their price real well, so you get a sticker shock when you go buy a used Honda.
No doubt.
And
because they run for a million miles.
They run for a million miles, but Kia and Hyundai are the cheaper cars. They're not cheap in price wise. You get into the newer stuff. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But
They're more affordable.
they just make so many of them. But there's a lot of good vehicles out there. GM, Ford. I mean, we sell a lot of Ford Escapes. We sell a lot of Chevrolet Traverses and Trackers and stuff like that, the smaller ones. So, it's SUVs are still popular. They make them front-wheel drive and all-wheel drive. And you think about it, we don't really need all-wheel drive that
Good
much
God,
anymore.
it's not
'cause
like
hell,
it
don't
snows ever.
It doesn't snow. And somebody said, well, I need an all-wheel drive. And I said, why? And unless you're a doctor or a nurse, somebody has to have to travel in the wintertime in case of an emergency, I could see why.
Sure.
But the average person, if it's going to snow and the weather sucks, what are you going to do? Stay home.
Just stay home anyway.
Stay home, and it's going to be melting in a couple days anyway.
Well, law enforcement would rather you stay home, I promise.
Yeah.
They don't want to have to deal with you.
Me too. I just want to stay wrapped up in the blanket.
I
and
agree.
See what's on TV.
I'm like, I'm all good for a good snow. Like that, what was it, a couple years ago where it snowed like a huge snow on Christmas Eve, and it was so
It's
nice.
been a while.
It was just like,
It's been a while. It
so
doesn't
pretty.
really. It's like a plus when it does snow Christmas Eve, but it hasn't done that forever.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of cool vehicles out there. It just all depends on what you like. I know the Hyundai and the Kia both got some real popular vehicles, but I tell you what's really shocking is how the prices have gone up on all these vehicles.
yeah, I mean, you see it.
I used to buy a lot of rental cars, enterprise cars and stuff like
Yeah.
that. I hardly ever buy them anymore because of the prices of them.
Really?
Yeah, well, because they're over 20 grand. That's just amazing. I used to buy them a lot less than that, and today it's like I'm sticker shocked for used car prices.
Wow.
Now, prices have since COVID's calmed down. Now prices are starting to come down on used vehicles, and there's starting to be a lot more of them out there.
Well, if you want a sticker shock, and this is not knocking anybody, but obviously used vehicles are and then new vehicles are a whole other ball of wax. And I was talking with a new car salesperson the other day and just said, how did we get from you could buy a new vehicle, base model vehicle for 20 grand to now it's like 60 grand. How did we get from here to here?
That's a real easy answer to answer.
He told me technology.
That's it, technology.
And I was like, I don't want the technology.
It's like,
yeah,
but that's.
I don't need a screen that's this big while I'm driving my car down the road.
It's not
It's like a whole computer.
It's the airbags, the analog brakes,
all of the safety things.
The safety things, your tire monitors now, remember when Ford came out and they were having rollovers for Ford?
Yes.
So they introduced the tire monitors for the air so each thing just kept backup cameras. But if you get into some of these newer cars with new technology, it's just like, I never thought I'd really like a car with a backup camera, but I kind of do now.
I think
because
of all of the things, yes, of all of the things in the world, I think at the least every vehicle should be equipped with sensors, but I think that every vehicle should have to have a backup camera. There's too many accidents that have happened, needless accidents.
And that's what's happened. It's, it started out with like airbags, analog brakes, airbags, tire sensors, and it's gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and that's why the technology is so expensive. And it's just like when you go into the shop, you got a check engine light on. It's a sensor, and that sensor is $150 to $300. I think, oh my God, it's not cheap.
It's like I went to price one of my license plate lights.
Yeah.
Comes on, goes off. So I I went to ask about it. They're like, "Oh, well, it's not just a bulb anymore. It's a whole mechanism, and it's like $400."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And I'm like, "Well,
forget that." And you call the scrapyard.
I'm just gonna pray that thing stays on more than it goes off. Like, I don't know why it's
buy you a flashlight.
Yeah, right. Have someone run behind me, but
taping on the bumper.
Right.
We run into a lot of that all the time. It's just like
crazy.
A Jeep the other day. We had a Jeep Wrangler. It had a stretch, some type of material on it, and that piece was $200 and some. I said,
"What
for that?" Or you had to buy the whole thing for the door. and it was like $400 or $500. And I said, well, scratch that. So we did away with the whatever it was on the door. Didn't
Yeah,
need
like
that, so,
no, we're not.
but,
I mean, sometimes practicality comes into play. You know what the ironic thing is? I was just sitting here thinking about this. We were talking about safety, and this just goes to show you like how quickly things happen. But like, so when I was in college, and I can't remember the class that it was, but we had to go do these group presentations on like develop a product and then
Right.
do a presentation on why. And you know, our group's project, and this was in, let's see, I graduated college in 97. So our group's project was rear seat airbags because they didn't exist. Like it wasn't a thing.
they
then.
weren't there then.
No. And now, I mean, it's probably standard, I would say. I don't know.
There's certain places. Well, I know they got the side airbags on the sides of the seats.
Yeah.
You got airbags in the car. Yeah, I'd say it almost probably somewhere along the line. But I mean,
I'm like, I can't. It was like that wasn't a thing then, but now it probably is.
Technology is, it's pretty amazing on some of that. I remember, when it was just starting to come back. The bumpers when you bumped into somebody, it had a 5-mile-an-hour bumper. That was one of the first things I remember. Then the analog brakes came on, because analog brakes really work good in the wintertime, or when it's wet. The brakes kind of shudder when if you slam on the brakes. Some people probably don't even know what it is when you put on the brakes, and they do this.
That's why it like kicks back at you.
Yeah, it's trying to slow you down on a slower pace.
Yeah.
But then the tire monitors, I thought, tire monitors are a pain in the butt. But I tell you what, if you're driving somewhere late at night, and you see a tire monitor pop on your dash, you think, well, you better pull over and look because you got a nail in your tire.
That's right.
I'll never forget, I saw a Chrysler 300 pass me about 80 or 90 miles an hour coming back from Cincinnati one time, and his tire was going down fast, and it was pouring down rain. And of course, I got up the road a little bit.
There he was. Oh man.
Tire flats. But cars with that, and plus the computers and everything, it's just drove the price up so expensive. And cars today go a lot longer. We're selling cars up to 150 to over 200,000.
It's a trade-off because they're lasting longer.
They're lasting long, but you're going in. You got a $60,000 car, and you go see it a little later on. It's $30,000. You think, man, for a used car, it's $30,000.
Yeah.
Or 20,000.
But it was like 60 new, so
60 new. So it's some cars are up to $100,000. Some of the SUVs.
Oh.
That Jeep Wagoneer the other.
Oh my
Jeep
gosh.
Wagoneer is like $100,000. I looked at Enterprise the other day. I was looking to use one on Enterprise, and I about gasped on it. I said, $60,000. I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, woo. And I said,
for a used vehicle.
Yeah, for a used vehicle. That's out of my range of my lot.
Yeah.
I'll get you one if you want
I was
one.
going to say, if somebody comes to you specifically, then okay, but not just to sit on your floor plan.
Not one car for $60,000. Woo.
The bank would be like, you did what?
Well, they won't ask. So, it is what it is.
Your wife would be more scary.
Well, it is when you buy cars like that anymore. It's so expensive.
Yeah.
People are more payment conscious. They're looking at payments, and the interest rates are a little bit up. They've been steady.
That's what I was going to ask you. Are interest rates? Are you seeing any fluctuation in them? Are they falling at all? Or
they're pretty steady. They've been.
What's a vehicle interest rate now? I don't even know.
It varies on It can vary from 8% to 26%, depending on your credit score.
So like a good interest rate is like at 8% right now?
Or maybe a little cheaper, maybe somewhere. So
I can remember like not too long ago, it was like 2.
2 and 3. Man, we haven't had one of those for a while.
Really?
For a while.
Interesting.
But the cars are the banks now. They got longer terms a lot of times on the cars now, so it helps you out where you need to be on a monthly payment, because that's a lot of people looking at their monthly payments, what they can afford to buy. So. But, we deal with all the, Ohio Valley Bank, Vinton County Bank, Atomic Credit Union, and all three of them got really good terms on their vehicles. And so they're all good to work with. So that's the main thing. And you got some people, unfortunately went through a divorce or some tough times. We got a couple places we can shop them. Their interest rates are a little higher, but you can get yourself reestablished and get going again. That's the main
the
thing.
whole point. Hey, speaking of banks, we've got a message. That was a good segue.
Hey, that was a good. Way to go,
You meant to do that, didn't you?
Yeah.
We do have a message from our friends at Vinton County Bank, and then we'll be right back after that.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
All right, well, while we're at it, let's go over your Jackson County Fair weather forecast as it's looking pretty good. Now, here's the thing. The temperatures are looking really good for the next several days. Unfortunately, that chance of rain today is pretty high. So hopefully we can get, we can get through one day and then, I mean, are you kidding? Look at that weekend weather forecast though. Like, sunshine, highs in the low 80s. I mean, that's pretty good.
Perfect.
Yes.
This might be the first.
That's not fair weather.
I think this is going to be the first weekend. I do not have to go anywhere, do anything. I might
the best.
I might have a lazy weekend of not doing anything. You ever had one of those weekends you kick back on a Sunday? It's beautiful. You can go do anything you want.
I don't want to do anything.
Me and the TV and the couch are going to be best friends today.
I'm going to cuddle with the dog and that's
turn on the AC and God help us all.
Yep. Jamie gets so mad at me. He's like, "Oh no, here you go. You're going to take a nap. You're going to fall asleep on the couch." I'm like, "So?"
Get lost.
Yeah, beat it. You can go do all your work and all that stuff that you can't sit still to do, but I'm taking a nap.
Oh, shoot. This is, if you notice, every Wednesday it's been a chance of rain all summer. I play in this Wednesday night golf league. I swear to God, every Wednesday there's a 30 to 60% chance of rain. And
every time.
It's crazy. It's just like Wednesday is the day of rain for some reason.
So do you guys play in the rain just as long as it's not thunder and lightning?
A little bit. We been lucky. Last week it was cloudy. The last hole we got a few sprinkles, not bad. But we don't play in downpours or anything like that.
Sure.
But we have played a little bit in the rain this year so far. We got lucky. We had our Kiwanis golf outing this week.
Oh, okay.
Last weekend, and we had 14 teams and had a great time. It was hotter than you know what. We teed off at 2 o'clock, had a putting contest starting about 1, and we got off at 2 o'clock. And the last 2.5 holes, here comes this big storm coming in Sunday.
No.
The big gust of wind, and we teed off, and we went down our balls and hit our second shot, and here comes the rain. So what do? We go right to underneath the tree. That's what you're supposed to do, right?
Under the tree?
Under the tree.
Uh-huh.
And we were all hibernating underneath the tree, and it finally quit raining a little bit, and we got our last 2.5. It quit raining, thank goodness, and we got our tournament figured up and done, and it went fantastic. And I want to thank all the sponsors for all the holes they sponsored for us, and we had a great turnout and had a lot of fun and made some money for the kids. And
that's the whole thing of what your group does.
Yeah, it's good. And actually, the 23rd, next week is the 20th anniversary for the club.
That's awesome.
It's crazy. I haven't been the whole 20 years, but I've been close to it. Mm-hmm. So, but we've it's done really well. It's a lot of good times, and I think we have the 5K run is in September. Then we have the spaghetti dinner. Right on election time, so
that's always a good one.
Yeah, and it's always good. So a lot of good. Had a good time, and I want to thank everybody helped out, and
awesome.
Golf was good and had a lot of fun. Our team did 9 under. We had one team shoot 17 under. How they did that, I have.
What?
Yeah, that's what I said to you. What?
No way.
Yeah, 17 under. My God, that's birdieing every hole in the whole. About only play 18 holes, so you birdie every one. So, but. Congratulations to them. They had a good team, evidently.
Who was it? Do you remember the winners?
Landrum, but I can't remember the rest of the crew.
Okay.
There was a lot of, like I say, we had 4-man teams and had 14 teams, and it was
That's
Like I said,
awesome. That's a great
it
turnout.
was hot though, man. When we first started off, I was kind of overheated, and I was drinking. We had, gave all the free water away. They said we went through a lot of water that day,
Yeah.
which is kind of funny. And we had all these hot dogs and hamburgers. Nobody hardly ate anything, but I think a lot of it's because it was too hot.
Yeah.
It's funny when you're hot, you don't eat.
Yeah.
You drink.
Yeah, exactly. Lots of water and
Lots
Gatorade.
of water and Gatorades.
I know. And you don't even want to drink beer at that point.
Really, you
It's like,
don't. It's kind of funny. You think, I want water. That's what I drink. I think I drank about 4 or 5 bottles of water that day. It was kind of crazy, but it was hot. I'll be glad when these temperatures start coming down to 80.
Yeah, I mean, this next several days, as you saw in the weather forecast, is looking absolutely amazing.
Gorgeous.
So.
Well, I can start, go out and working on my internet. I went out. I had bumped my head the other day, and I bought 7 cars. So we get all 7 of these in. So we're trying to get them all ready to go. We just got a great assortment of SUVs, trucks, and cars. So
See, there you go, cars. So what all did you buy that's exciting?
I bought a really nice Ford Ranger with 60,000 miles, extended cab,
Oh,
4-wheel
cool.
drive, hard to find. I bought a Nissan Murano. I bought a little Nissan Sentra around that $5,000 to $6,000 range.
Awesome.
So it's got 60,000 miles on it, and a pretty cool little car. I bought a Chevy Malibu, which they're supposed to ship in hopefully today, and that's going to be around $7,000 car. I bought a really nice Dodge Crew Cab with a Hemi and a silver and really good looking. That's going to be under 20 or less.
Nice.
And it's about a good assortment of cars. Ford Fusion, silver, really good looking car. So some stuff that people can afford to drive, and really nice cars. I bought them from new car dealers. We have a lot of people say, why do the new car dealers get rid of these cars? New car dealers they're called a 60 to 90 day turnover. Or if they trade for older stuff, they take it to the sale because they deal more
not
than
their
newer.
bag.
It's not their bag. They're not basically in the older used car business. So they
Same
just take.
reason as you don't have new cars on the lot, right?
Exactly.
Like, I mean,
That's why I don't have 24s or 25s on the lot.
I mean, you go to them for new cars and you go to you for used cars.
You
That's
get
the
those,
whole point.
So that's the whole thing. And the interest rates are, like I say, a little bit high, but not that bad. And the good rates, like I say, you had Vinton County Bank on there. They got some really good rates on, and you can go longer terms to help you out to get your payment where you need to be at. And today, like I say, cars go farther today than what they used to do. You get a car with 100,000 miles, it's like hardly even broke in. You know? And that's the crazy. And every now and then I'll go to the sale and they'll have a car with 250,000 miles. And I think it'll be a newer car. I says, does that car ever stay home?
Yeah, like what? How?
How do you put that kind of miles on a car?
Yeah.
It's crazy. But
I guess you just have to assume that they drive along like a commute.
yeah,
like a long
they
commute.
just do a lot of commuting back and forth. Maybe drive to Columbus every day. If you think about it, if you drive to Columbus every day or on your job, that does
Well,
add
that's
up.
what 80 miles
That's 160 miles
each day.
each day. So
I mean, minimum.
Yeah. If you're doing that 5 or 6 days a week, it adds up.
That's a lot.
Or if you're a traveling salesman or a nurse, you think you got a lot of nurses on the road today too.
Yeah.
So, but cars are made better today. They get great gas mileage, safety wise, they're all good. You're just not paying the new car prices.
Right. And you think about too, I mean, even just from a maintenance standpoint, oils are better
Yeah.
now.
Yeah, tires.
Tires are better now. All of the things that keep our cars up and running are technologically
Technology.
better.
Well, I tell you the other thing that a lot of people don't realize, they trade in a car and they'll say it's running rough. They've had it, say it's a 100,000 mile car. They haven't had it tuned up.
Well, I brought my car to you,
Yeah.
to your mechanics. They were like, it's got 100 and some thousand miles on it. It
When's
needs
that?
new plugs.
Yeah, new plugs
And I was
and
like,
coil.
oh.
Yeah, you just don't think about. See, in the old days, you used to do that every 6,000 miles,
Okay.
or 12,000 miles. Now today, cars, like you say, technology, wires,
Oh no,
coils.
just isn't running
Well,
right.
yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, hate to say it. I mean, I'm a man. I still mess up. I'll get a car and I said, man, that's unbelievable. This thing's running so rough. Well, if you look at the mileage, yeah, it needs plugging.
Duh.
So.
And there's a lot of times, and you and I have talked about this, that sometimes you think the car's running rough, but it's not. Like there's a bad tire or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And you don't, this thing's shaking all over the place. There's something major wrong with it. No, it's just got a tire that's low, or
a tire
or
low,
it just needs a new tire,
or a broken belt in it needs new tires. Things.
Sometimes it's not a big deal at all.
Yeah, well, tires today you'll get anywhere from mileage from 30,000 to 100,000 miles on some tires. Depending on the type of tire you buy. So, it's when you go buy that stuff, you can get the cheaper tire, which will be not as much. I mean, you get 30,000 miles on them and be shot, or you can get that 100,000 mile tire, will go forever as long as you rotate them. Main thing is put air in them.
Well, which goes back to those tire sensors. If it comes on, check your tires.
Put air in your tires.
Yeah.
Don't be a dummy.
We're all guilty of that too.
Dummies have problems. So you get a flat tire or wear your tire out.
Yeah, exactly. So we have a couple minutes. Pete just walked in the door. Would you like to, are there any vehicles on the lot that you'd like to kind of plug? Well, I know you bought some new ones, but is there anything that you have that's like your favorite or?
Well, all of them are favorites. If you're looking price-wise, I got a really nice Chevy Cobalt. If you're looking for something for $7,000 or less.
Oh.
It's a pretty nice little car. It's right at 100,000 miles, automatic air conditioning, power steering, power brakes. We got some really nice Dodge Grand Caravans on stock.
Oh, it's vacation season.
One owner cars. Or both those are one owners. I got 2 Pacificas in stock, which is the upgrade to the Dodge Caravans.
Yeah.
So we got 4 vans in stock ready to go.
Awesome.
And I got some really super nice SUVs. I got an Audi I just got from a new car dealer.
I saw that. It's really sharp.
You would look really good then. 70,000 miles, leather, silver, and a Volvo. I got a Volvo in on trade. It's great. In fact, I drove it for a little bit. It's a super nice car.
I know. I heard about the scandal of you and your daughter fighting over the Volvo.
Yeah, sorry about it.
Greggy told on you.
Sorry about luck.
Greggy told me you were hoarding the Volvo.
Yeah. I sold my car I was driving, so I jumped in the Volvo and she said, "I want that, Dad." I said, "You're out." I said, deal with the van.
No, they were talking about how nice it is.
That is really nice. Leather. It's got 3 seats and sunroof, and it's got all the safety clutches where you go across the line. It vibrates a little bit.
Yeah.
So, but we got those in stock. I got Jeeps. I got 4 really nice Jeep Wranglers in.
You do?
Yeah, I got one under $10,000 in a Jeep Wrangler.
Wow.
Which is
that's unheard
cool.
of.
That's unheard of. I mean, and I got one with a standard. So if you like to play with the stick, I got one of those 4-door with the convertible top on it. And I got a hardtop Jeep 4-door. So we got Jeeps in stock. Trucks, I got Chevy, I got Fords, I got Dodges, different price range. I got 16s. I got a really nice 12 Ford F-150 crew cab Lariat. It's like brand new. It's got 93,000 miles on it. Nice. It's really, really nice truck. And but all these trucks are good, clean 4-wheel drives. And I just got a Chevrolet I got into. It's around $15,000. So, trucks, $15,000 are really about the cheapest truck you can find almost anywhere. 10 grand and down are really hard to find.
Yep.
If there's anything left of them.
Yeah,
but,
exactly.
We got a great selection of cars. Most of them are on the internet, carmanchicecars.com.
Check out their website.
Check out our website. And I got a lot of stuff I just haven't put on. It's been so hot. Mm-hmm. I worked last Saturday, yesterday afternoon, running in, taking pictures, coming in, cooling off, going back out. Cars are like an oven when you get in them.
Yeah.
So as soon as it starts cooling down a little bit, I'll get caught up.
Okay.
But we're open 9 till 6 Monday through Friday, 9 till 4 on Saturday, and we can stop in, take a test drive, give Scott Sheets a call, my son Chris Carman, or me if I'm there. Sometimes I'm on the road generally all the time. So, but hey, it's been great. Had a good time, and we'll let Pete come over. He is a fair man.
He is.
He must have a camper up there, or he sleeps in a car.
Do you sleep in your car at the fair, Pete? No, it would probably be smarter.
he was doing the chicken deal the other day, and he just looked like he was on his last gas.
Yeah, it's.
You were up there at the same time.
But I've been sitting back in air conditioning.
guys.
But
I know where the AC is.
I was going to say somewhere to get a drink.
Pete scouted out the AC too. All right. Well,
thanks-
Carmen,
thanks
for
for having
hanging
me.
out with
Thanks,
us
everybody.
This morning. Appreciate you, and always love having you stop by.
We'll come back again. We'll do it again.
Okay.
Thanks, sweetie.
Sounds
Have a
good.
good one.
You
Pete,
too.
come over and tell us all that good fair news.
Yeah, Pete.
Yes, sir.
See you, buddy. All right.
Thanks, Carmen.
Thank you. Have a good one, gang.
You too. Well, hi, Pete.
Hello there. How we doing?
I'm good. How are you holding up?
I'm doing all right. I want that Volvo that he talked
I
about.
know, right?
Oh, between him and his daughter, I don't think I have much of a chance.
So no, here's the thing. Yeah, like it was a big family feud about the Volvo.
That's what I understand.
was.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I tell you what, we'll take a deep dive into the news here in the time that we have left.
Yeah.
And before I do the fair, I always going to update the highlights from the fair the best that I can. I want to talk about a story we have on the front page that I'm pretty proud of. I want to give a lot of credit to our multimedia journalist, Jeremiah Shaver, for digging this story out, doing the interviews to get it out there.
Yes.
And, of course, you know, he is the main man at the fair. You know, Carmen talked about me having a camper. Well, Jeremiah Shaver has a house up there. I mean, that's
Right.
how much he's been up there.
Yeah, he
But-
never
but-
leaves.
But no, doing a great job. But he got a tip that there was a local connection to the Trump assassination attempt there
This is
in Butler,
unbelievable.
in Butler, Pennsylvania, right? And he followed up on it. This is a picture from that we have that was in the paper of the rally. This was from Dustin and Vicki Fannin. They are Wellston residents, and they were
Yes.
at the rally. And this is, hold that picture up there, Hayden.
This
Th-
is eerie.
Right. This is a great picture, and we didn't take the picture. We weren't in Butler, Pennsylvania, obviously. But Dustin and Vicki Fannin were. That is them in front with a selfie. All right. The man standing behind them is the man who was killed, Corey
Isn't
Comparator.
that
if I said that right.
crazy?
But he is the one fatality. He was sitting one row behind two Wellston residents.
This I got chills.
they
This
make-
is so weird.
No, they made conversation during the, while they were waiting for, former President Trump to come up. Made friends, he talked about being a firefighter, which, he was.
Sure.
And so obviously the Fannins were very close to where these bullets were flying.
Nuts.
And Jeremiah in the story, and it's a big one. It's on the front page, and it spreads all the way inside. Nearly a 2,000-word story. Did a lot of work on it on one of our busiest weeks of the year.
Yes.
But he put a lot of background. If you didn't know, if you weren't tuning into the television, knew all the details, he went to the FBI website and got the official information about the incident. If you didn't know the background, then led right in to the local connection. And the Fannins, I give them great credit. Someone who had tipped Jeremiah off knew the Fannins, and then Jeremiah contacted the Fannins, and they were very willing to not only share what they had posted, but then give us additional information after that. Their feelings about why they went to the rally, what their experience was when the bullets were
Well,
flying.
that's what I was wondering. That's interesting. Like, what was the feeling that
Well,
you had when
well,
all of this was going down?
Well, a lot of what a lot of people said, and this has been on the national news too, a lot of people there thought, firecrackers. They thought that's what it was, but it was gunfire, obviously.
Right.
And then you see, I'm sure they saw Corey fall into the seat behind them, and they said he definitely was shielding his family when he was shot.
Which is what the reports were.
Right, exactly. And
That is,
and of course, they saw what happened with President Trump and, the Secret Service agent converging on him to make sure he was covered and all like that, because you don't know if the shooter's still out there, if there's more than one shooter or whatever, if there's a political thing like this.
Sure.
But that story, it's a memorable one, and it is on the front page of Wednesday's Telegram, posted on the telegramnews.com. And as we said, got comments from Dustin and Vicki, and also another group from Jackson and Vinton counties were there. The Van Bibbers, Morgan Van Bibber, also gave us a picture and gave us some comments too. But that is definitely. I'm always going to promote the Telegram, but that is definitely worth a read there. And that was
Absolutely.
that was in Wednesday's paper.
Great job, Jeremiah, on all that coverage too. On
Right.
top of everything else.
Right.
he's
Well,
doing.
well, he was tasked with writing the overall story for the fair, and that had to be done for Wednesday's paper, and that had to be done because of our deadlines on pretty much either early Tuesday or on Monday night. And after a long day at the fair, he worked on that Monday night along with this story. So there was plenty of time to process it, edit it, and get it ready for publication because it just doesn't fly onto the page. There's a lot of work involved in the process there, and so I want to give him a lot of credit for his great work on that. All right, speaking of the fair now, we do have some results to share real quick.
Sure.
I'm going to throw out some names because these kids deserve a lot of credit.
Yes.
But we've been through 2 days of the fair, and an event that I know is near and dear to your heart, the horse show, was held on Monday evening. It's always a long one. And there's lots of categorical winners. I believe there's going to be more competition today, another phase of the horse show. But 2 of the top awards are horsemanship and showmanship. And you know the difference. I don't. But on showmanship, Jocelyn Vickers was the grand overall champion, and Emma Butts was the reserve champion. In horsemanship, Josie Simpson was grand champion. Maya Simpson was reserve champion. In senior easy gated horsemanship, and I don't know what that is either, Cadence Griffiths was the grand champion, and Elena Triplett was the grand champion in junior easy gated horsemanship.
Okay, so those would be like the gated is like the Tennessee walking horses and stuff. They move in a different cadence than like your quarter horses or pleasure horses, what they would call.
Right, and training and coordination between horse person and horse, right?
Yeah, so horsemanship is you're riding the horse. Showmanship is you're leading the horse and showing it from the ground.
Right, and those were always the top 2 awards. I know that much, them covering, the horse contest or the horse show before. Then one name that we didn't give you earlier because it was so late on Monday evening, Hunter Lindemood was named the overall fancy poultry winner. Now, yesterday, lambs, goats, and alpacas were in the show ring.
Yes.
The market lamb winner was Alexis Davis. She had the grand champion. Ashton Fannin had the reserve champion. Josie Simpson had the top county bred market lamb. That's a category that hadn't been around for too many years now. And the rate of gain market lamb, that was also Josie Simpson. And Kanessa Kranitz showed the reserve champion top county bred. Market lamb showmanship, Ashton Fannin won the title of overall sheep showman. And the breeding show winner was Mason Ruby. He showed the overall champion ewe. In the first ever alpaca show, and I don't think they did grand champion, reserve champion, all that because there was only 2.
Yeah.
But these kids deserve credit because they're the first ever to show alpacas.
I know, how fun.
I know that Jeremiah Shaver's going to have some photos of that.
I hope, because I want to know how you show an alpaca.
Well, I'm not really sure. They're kind of big, so Alyssa Zorns was first, and Grayson Johnson was second, and they do have the distinction of being the first ever to show alpacas at the Jackson County Fair. Undetermined on where this will go in the future. One of the problems is barn space.
Yeah.
They had no place to put the alpacas ahead of time because there's not an alpaca barn. Did you know that? at the
Not
Jackson?
an alpaca
But
barn.
I can tell you the other barns are packed.
Yes.
When I walked around there. In the dairy goat show, Charles Bowman showed the overall dairy goat. And he was also named the overall dairy goat showman. In the market breeding goat show, Jordan Swackhammer won the overall boar goat. And in the market goat showmanship contest, Alyssa Zorns was named the overall gate showman. And then in the market goat category, the winner was Alyssa Zorns. She also had the grand champion market goat. Jade Roach had the reserve champion market goat and the top county bred market goat, so 2 for her. Hadley House was reserve champion top county bred market goat, and Taylor Folden showed the rate of gain champion market goat. Of course, this will all come to a culmination, the market animals at least, at the livestock sale at 3 p.m. on Friday. And, that's a kind of a mixed bag.
It's a bittersweet
because
day,
the animal, it's the end of successful work that these kids did. But, for many of the animals, it's also time to part because that's the way of the world, unfortunately. Yes. But it's a very emotional thing, and so many kids are involved. And if you can get up to the fair, no later than Friday. Walk through those barns there to see just how many kids are involved
Yes.
and what they do and all the work they have to do away from the fair just to
Absolutely.
get to the fair. All right, another part of the fair we want to tell you about, and I think, Hayden, we may have a video clip of this. We're talking about Jason Stoner with the Bear Hollow Wood Carvers. He is at the fair.
Jason with a chainsaw.
Do we have that, Hayden? Okay, let's roll that here. Okay, very.
What is it?
Very. I don't know.
Oh,
I don't think you
no.
know. Well, maybe we would know now if we walked by because since the work he's done since that video was taken. But this is very interesting.
He is so
art.
talented.
It is something to see. If you want to see Jason at work, he will be at the fair this week.
Yes.
I think into at least a Friday, or Saturday even. He is located down on the Junior Fair and near the big green 4-H building if you want to see him at work. But he'll be working during the week. By the time he's done on Saturday, he will have created 12 pieces of wood into works of art,
Yes.
animals, creatures, whatever. Those pieces then, here's the thing, they'll be auctioned off. It just isn't a demonstration. They'll be auctioned off at 6 p.m. Saturday at the Austin Powder Stage. That is on the other end of the fairgrounds. Down here is the Junior Fair. Up there is the grandstand, and on the other side of the grandstand, on the midway,
Yes.
At the end of the midway, basically where the commercial building is, that's where the Austin Powder Stage is, also called the Midway Stage. And Hartley Auction Service will be selling those carvings at 6 p.m. in a live auction. Get a buyer number between 5 and 6 p.m. And here is another good part of that. All the money will then go to the Jackson County Fair.
Yes.
So that,
super cool.
That is great. Okay, we got just a little bit of time, and we want to tell you that probably as we speak, the trucks are in place, and they are doing the repair work on the Oak Hill traffic lights.
Yay!
Since July the 3rd, they have been out of commission, and that is State Route 93, the main drag through Oak Hill.
Kind of important.
Right, and I don't know whether they've had any trouble or not, but I'm sure it's been confusing for people who didn't know. They are driving down there or approaching the intersection from the side, and there's no traffic lights. It's been a 4-way stop, and they do have signage there in each of those intersections. But it is being repaired today. They were supposed to have started between 9:30 and 10, and of course we've just about hit the 10 o'clock hour. Don't know whether it will take all day or more than one day or what. That information was not given to me, but it'll be one-lane traffic restricted.
Yes.
They'll probably have flaggers or people with signs back and forth on one lane. So Mayor Paul McNeil of Oak Hill wanted the public to know that if you're going through, to be cautious, and if you're a local, or a non-local who knows the road, you might even work your way around there to not be delayed or run into any little jam. But that is going on today. So one other thing we want to tell you about Oak Hill, this is so interesting, Jennifer, local history. At the Oak Hill Public Library tonight, this will take place at 6 p.m., Ron Salmons, he lives in Berlin Crossroads.
Okay.
He is a Civil War historian. He will dress up in general's outfit and everything.
Love
he is
that.
going to do a presentation at the Oak Hill Public Library tonight on the Battle of Berlin Heights. There he is in a Union officer outfit with a map. He not only lives in Berlin, but his property is part of the battlefield.
Wow.
He has the largest collection of Battle of Berlin Heights artifacts as anybody. Officially,
It's really cool.
I mean, I'm going to get on my soapbox. Officially, it is not considered a battle. It's considered a skirmish. But you know what? There were bullets flying and people were
Yeah.
killed. That sounds like a battle to me.
Exactly.
Okay,
I
I
don't know
know
what else you
I
call
know
it.
it's not Gettysburg, but people were killed, and it's north of the Mason-Dixon line.
And he has a lot of that stuff that he's found and
Oh,
whatever.
yes,
It is
I'm sure
so
he'll
cool.
demonstrate and tell the story. And here's the neat thing, Jennifer. That happened on July 17th, 1863. What's today?
July 17th.
Right, 2024. So it's on the
Wow.
anniversary of the 161st year anniversary of the battle. I probably that's not a coincidence that that's when it was scheduled. But this is free and open to the public. This lecture, this presentation, I'm sure it'll be very interesting. Maybe the most notable occurrence, arguably, in Jackson County history happened right there that time in Little Berlin Crossroads there
Isn't that wild?
near Wellston. That was General John Morgan, the Confederate Morgan's Raider, heading through the north, trying to cause a stir. Spent the night in Jackson the night
Yep.
before, caused some trouble, tore up a newspaper office. So I'll
That's
never
right.
forgive him for that.
I know.
But of course that newspaper called him the scum of the South. So
They did.
so you know, but I digress. Ron Salmons has all the story, and you can get it tonight. It is free at the Oak Hill Public Library
That
at
is
6 o'clock.
really neat.
All right, so that is what we know, and we'll maybe know a little bit more tomorrow. How's that?
Very good. Well, Pete, can't thank you enough for stopping in, keeping us up to date on what's going on in the news and at this year's Jackson County Fair, which is super important as well. So make sure you pick up that telegram today, as there's all kind of cool things in it.
We do, and don't forget Jimmy Mowry singing tonight at the fair, and on the heels of the Jackson County Fair, as a matter of fact, they merged this weekend the Vinton County Junior Fair.
You got it. Just go
A
from
parade
one
on
to the
Friday
next.
night and a Queen's contest on Saturday night, and then so it goes.
There you go. Never
right.
ends. So, all right. Thanks for watching, everyone, and we'll be right back here tomorrow. Bye-bye.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.